Hi, I'm Regis Canny, and I wanted to try something different this morning, and that is to use this video as a personal way of saying thank you for your contributions on my behalf for fundraising efforts for a charity that I think is just unbelievable. Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher created the Fisher House Foundation as a way of allowing family members to be at the bedsides of active duty and veterans who are receiving care. Zachary always said that a family's love is great medicine, and to bring the family right next to the person who's being treated either for combat-related wounds or for illness as a veteran having served the military. And in some cases, it's injuries that they sustained that have been with them for a long time. Truly, this has been a tremendous gift. There's over 70-some houses and more on the planning board. But Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher created this as a way of saying thank you to the military. Zachary, as some of you may or may not know, was unable to serve during World War II because of a construction injury he sustained in helping to run the family business in New York City. He always felt bad that he couldn't serve because, as a Jewish person, he felt a tremendous sense of obligation to go and end that war because his family members were being taken. And after the war, he realized some of his family members were saved because of bringing the war to a conclusion. It takes a lot to go and recognize this debt and pay it forward, so to speak. And that's kind of what I want to do here. I want to use this short video to pay it forward and to tell you that I just think Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher are two of the finest Americans. They've done a tremendous job in their fundraising efforts, and unfortunately they both have passed on. But their memory and their desire to again thank those who have done so much for our country just goes on and on. And you know, I'm going to end with a very short story here that kind of, I guess, puts what Zachary felt when he created this foundation. So just bear with me. Last year I was running, and it was kind of hard race because it was hot. I tend to sweat like crazy. It was about the 19-mile mark. I got terrible back spasms and was having a really hard time. And I looked up, and there was an older gentleman in front of me, and I could tell he was having problems, and he was moving along very, very slow. And it looked like his daughter and grandson tried to help him. Both of us tended to struggle all the way through the last 6 miles, which were kind of grueling for both of us. More so probably for this gentleman. But as we crossed the finish line almost together, I heard the announcer say, and I was in such pain, I really didn't catch the gentleman's name, but what stuck in my mind was the announcer said, an 82-year-old Holocaust survivor. Now here's this man who I know struggled through this race because particularly the day before was the terrible event in Pittsburgh, the Tree of Life Synagogue massacre, where 11 innocent Pittsburghers who just happened to be Jewish were taken. I have no doubt that this man continued and struggled because he wanted to do it for those 11 people. I also felt bad starting that race because being from Pittsburgh, I just couldn't imagine that happening. And during the whole race, I just kept thinking about our military members what they did, particularly during World War II, because I was actually dedicating that race to my uncle, who had passed away in Guam, actually was killed in action in Guam 74 years earlier. So our military does a great job, and we need to recognize that. And maybe through this video, I am giving you personal expressions of what the Fisher House means to me, and it means a great deal. And your contributions to this fund mean a great deal. I wish I had remembered that 82-year-old man's name, because it would have added to my recollections, but I have no doubt that he ran that race for those 11 people killed in Pittsburgh. And it's going to be 1 year to the day almost when the race is run this year. So I'm hoping that you'll remember Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher, that you'll remember this 82-year-old man who wouldn't quit last year. And you'll remember this much younger retired Air Force colonel who wants to do his part to thank our military members who have done such a great job protecting this nation and doing right when they see it. Thank you. God bless you. And please do something kind for some people. And think of Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher when you do it, because their kindness every day helps active duty and veterans have the love of family members brought right next to them, and that's the best medicine they can get. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.